just speaking on Joe Louis, I could have sworn that Joe Louis started having financial problems when he decided to go and he left his career for a couple of years so he could go into the military to be a patriot. You remember that? You remember that? I'm sure you remember. Yeah, where he went in and he was doing all these exhibition fights to show his love for the country and everything. Wasn't getting paid nothing, and then he got out of the military and had this big tax bill, and as a result, Joe Louis died with no wealth, from what I understand. In fact, he had debt when he died. Do you know anything about that? Did you follow that?
Well, he was working in Las Vegas as a door opener. He opened the doors in the casinos. They paid him to stand out in front of the casinos in Las Vegas and open doors, let people in and out. And
Wow.
that's what they buy impoverished. But the primary point I was trying to make on this, though, on these issues, when these kind of issues come up, Black folks should never get emotional about them and say, hey, I'm not gonna get, yes, whites were discriminating against us. Yes, they gave the German, all these people rights, gave these, but that's a class issue. And if we stick strictly with being vertical, say that is secondary. I'm not getting in any form of politics before getting involved in what is race structure, correcting the structural inequality that is race-based, running from the highest to the lowest in the Black community. That's your problem. and we're not talking about what political party you belong to. And that's one thing in America, Democrat or Republican. The same thing was true about fascism and communism. See, Black folks should stay out of those isms. That's why the only ism I'm into is not fascism, communism, or any other ism. The only ism I'm into is Blackism and owism. That is vertical. And so that way I don't get off course and start to exercise an inappropriate behavior. I might be confusing about trying to explain this to you. Racism is a vertical structure that runs from the highest Black to the lowest Black. That is a vertical structure. Anything other than that is class-based. What political party you belong to is classism. How much education you got is classism. What religion you belong to is classism. What your poverty level, that's classism. See, classism, the only thing classism is it determines how close you are to the wealth and structure. In other words, let me put it like an example. If I was in a 6-story building and everybody came in and everybody went into the conference room and all the people that came in had money and wealth and power, okay? Then if I was in that room, I would be first class. If I was in that room with all those people that own the wealth and power, okay? That I would be first class. Now, if I'll be second class, if they don't let me in there, I'm out in the hallway and can't get in. And third class, where Black folk are now, they're outside the building on the street. They're not even in the building. That is classism. Classism runs horizontally. Classism is based on your educational level, your income level, what job you have, and what prestigious organization you belong to. That's classism. And gender, those are classes. That's not racism. Racism is totally different. That's why right now these Blacks get caught up in religion. Like for Jews say, hey, I'm equal to Black folk. They excuse the fact or exclude the fact that they're whites. They're whites now practicing Judaism. Okay, that's whites. So they get the benefits, but somehow they convince Black folk to compare or accept racism as being equal to being anti-Semitic with Jews. That's not same thing with women. Women come in and take feminism and try to say we're just like Blacks. And then homosexuals and gays, transsexuals say the same thing. We're equal to Blacks. Those are class issues. Stay out of the class issues. Focus first and primarily on your own vertical order, which is racism.
Oh, everybody who just tuned in, I'm talking to Dr. Claud Anderson, author of Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth, and the Black History Reader. Dr. Anderson runs the Harvest Institute, which is a think tank that is doing cutting-edge research. They are also suing the federal government on behalf of Black folks for reparations, among other things. And if you want to support what Dr. Anderson is doing, I encourage you to do that. Go to harvestinstitute.org. That's Harvest.